Hi guys, and welcome back to Barovia Made, and today I am cheating. Going to B&Q. I'm going to pick up some plywood for the base. It's also New Year's Day, so hopefully B&Q is open. Right, so we're back from B&Q. We got all of our plywood cut. I got some nice chunky plywood, so hopefully it's all nice and strong enough. I need to work out some weird angles because this board is going on an angle that I haven't measured previously, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to cut it on my table saw. I'm going to be here a while because I'm bad at math, so I'm just going to try put it together and figure out the angle, and I'll come back to you when I'm cutting the wood. Right, so I've cut the angles. I don't know what angle it was. I basically just winged it and measured it all up, but I've cut that angle, so that's right. And I was going to cut this angle up here to get this all right, but I figured my best chance at, getting this right the first time is to just glue it all up and then plane down the overhang so it fits perfectly and it's all square, because I'm bad at math and I don't want to have to redo this and buy another one. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill, screw and glue all the corners together, and then I need to figure out something for the back to make it all stable, and then I need to start working on the draw mechanism. So we'll get on with that. Right, so my microphone keeps dying, so you're just going to have to deal with this audio. I've got this bit of wood here that I had scrap. I'm just going to secure that in there just for a little bit more rigidity, because I'm going to put a door on the back. My original plan was I was going to have runners go the whole way along this, but as you can see, it is 88 centimeters or 180 millimeters long, and runners of that size, they're very expensive, and I want some soft close runners on this. So what I've decided I'm going to do is just buy normal 400 millimeter runners, and that just be a big storage area that I can just pile things in. So that's how we're going to do this. And if you're doing this on a budget, you can just have, oh yeah, I've also cut these because this is an angled side, so once I put these in, it's nice and straight, so I can attach the runners on there so they don't bind up and stuff. But if you are doing this on the budget, you can just cut these and have it like that, and then have the drawers run on this flat surface. As long I'm making another one to go on that side as well. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start gluing and screwing this board in, then I'm going to start gluing and screwing them in, and we'll go from there. I've decided I'm just going to drill and screw these in instead of gluing it, because if I ever want to take, I want the option to have, I want to be able to take it back out in future if I need to. So, if I ever want to put longer runners in it, I can just unscrew it, put it in, So we'll go ahead, we'll just start putting all the pilot holes in. Here we go. FBI, open up! That's now in place. If you're wondering why I'm not bothering of making this look nice and why there's a massive gap here and everything, it's just because you're not going to see the inside of this. If I was doing this table for a client or a customer, I'd definitely go the extra mile of even making sure the places you can't see are nice and quality. But this is just a table for me. I've just put that in there just to stiffen everything up a little bit, and it's done its job. So that's good enough for me. Right guys, I am back. It is a new day. I've put the table on my workbench, so I now have my workshop space back, and nothing I've got yet has arrived. My soft clothes drawers and all that stuff, they haven't arrived yet, so I'm going to leave this for now because I want to know the exact measurements I need before I start making the box drawers. And I also need to go pick up a few more pallets to make the drawers, since I don't have enough scrap plywood left over to do it. So what we're going to start on now is the legs. And as you can see in this drawing, I was originally just going to have some straight up and down legs, maybe even put them in a box shape. But what I've decided I wanted to do is I want to make them like that. Now, the issue I have is that the wood I have, which is this stuff that I've put up in the clamps, isn't big enough. Uh, well, they are big enough, but I feel like in proportion with the actual table, they need to be a bit bigger. So what I'm going to do, which I think is clever, which it might not be clever, it might actually be a waste of time. Right, so the issue we have at the minute with the legs is that the material I have is quite thin, and I want to have a shape like this, really. But if I make that like that, it's going to be very thin. So what I've decided I'm going to do, which I think might be genius, it could fail. What I want to do is find the halfway point, cut the angle I need down to my little point there, so we'll end up with a bit that looks like this. And I want to take this offcut that we're going to have, and I want to flip it around and glue it to this side. So we'll have it like this. Hopefully this works. That's a bad drawing. Hopefully this works, and hopefully you get what I mean, because I'd quite like this sort of shape, and I'm hoping it's going to be strong enough to support this table, because she is beefy. So I'm going to wait for the glue to dry up there, and we'll do that once everything gets nice and dried up, and we'll see how it goes. Right, guys, so we are back. I've taken these out the clamps, I've squared them up so they're nice and square now, and I've got this really weird jig. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I've basically just hot glued that bit of wood there using this straight edge to make sure everything stays the same so I can cut this angle. You lot in the comments can probably tell me how much of an idiot I am and how I could do this an easier way, but this is the only way I can think of at the minute. So we've got the angle we want to cut that we hopefully can flip over and put on that side to make our triangle sort of shape. So I'm going to go ahead and just try do this cut. That cut wasn't entirely accurate. It did a bit of wobbling, but thankfully we've squared up everything, so I know this is perfectly flat, and I know this is perfectly flat up here, so we can just flip it over and glue it like that. So I'm going to do the other one off camera, because I've got to take this bit of wood off and glue it to that one in the exact same place so everything matches. But yeah, tell me in the comments how I could have done that cut easier, and I'll get back to you when they're both cut. Right, so we got both cut. Now I'm going to slap some glue on there and glue it up. Right, so while those legs are drying up, I've cut out some thin strips of veneer. They're about 3mm thick. And what I'm going to do is just glue these on the side here, because this is going to look a lot nicer than this horrible stuff. This base is going to be getting painted black, but I'm going to leave this this color. And so this is going to match the legs, and then I'm going to dye the drawer covers the same color as the top, so hopefully it all looks nice. And then obviously the inside of this and the inside of this is all going to be black. So the way I'm going to try to glue these on, instead of getting clamps and doing it like I've done in the past, having loads and loads of clamps, I'm going to try do wood glue, super glue, wood glue, super glue, so on and so forth all the way up, so I can just put this on, hold it there for a few seconds so the super glue adheres, and then that can hold it there while the glue dries. I'm hoping that works, because that will speed this up a hell of a lot more. If not, I'm going to be here a while putting this veneer on. But I'll put the first one on and we'll see how it goes. See if this works. And just put some activator on here. Hopefully that doesn't affect the wood glue drying. I guess we'll find out. Here's my concoction. And let's just put that on there. Push it on before it all fully sets up. That seems to be on. We're going to have a lot of cleanup work to do. But yeah, now it's got to trim the fat on it, and then we'll put the rest on. I'll do the rest of these off camera, and I'll show you what it looks like after. I've now got the veneer on. As you can see, all of it lined up. The miters on the side aren't that good, but you know, I'm going to use some sawdust and stuff when I come to finishing all this to make it a bit better. But I have noticed one issue while I'm doing all this, is that I cut these flush with the plywood. Now, my drawers aren't going to be able to recess and sit flush with the rest of the cabinet because of these. So I need to take these back. I think I went for 15 mil because I'm probably going to make my drawers about 12 mil thick or something like that. So it gives us a bit of clearance as well. And I also need to move that there backwards a bit because I thought I bought 400mm runners, but I've bought 450mm runners, so they also sit flush with that side because that board is 450mm. So yeah, we're now going to have to chisel all of that out to make the clearance, so that's going to be fun. Let's go ahead and do that. Right, so we got the backboard off and we got the runners all screwed in. I had to put these extra bits of plywood in there so it'd stick out a bit more. So when I put the drawers in, it has plenty of room to slide in and out. But I have made one mistake. When I screwed these ones in, I thought this plywood, yeah, it's plenty thick enough, and I'm using small screws. As you can see, you know, it's not going to go through. Well, the whole back is just covered in screws sticking out now. I noticed it because I went to go grab this to put this backboard back on and hurt myself. So tomorrow I'm going to head off to the shops, get some shorter screws, replace all of them screws, and I'm going to have to fill all those holes in as well. But that is the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you stick around, subscribe for more. This desk, I'm falling in love with it. The more and more I build it. So I'm really hoping it turns out really nice. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what other projects you think I should do. And I'll see you in the next one. Talk normally.